Before we start this video, I'd like to say one word or two. Fuck. There. All the children, get out. The rest of you, stick around. Also, a few notes before we head into this. First off, this video will delve into topics such as lesbophobia, aerophobia, people on the internet being stupid, and so on. Next, this is part 2 for a video that my friend Jester is working on, and by the time that I'm putting this up, it's already been posted. You will find part 1 in the description. And finally, please do not harass anyone mentioned in this video, especially the creator of this thread, as they have stated that they are a minor. And if there's anything we know from past experiences, harassing minors is never okay. Without further ado, let's get into the video. Hello ladies, gentlemen, non-binary helicopters, goldfish, and sentient lasagnas. My name is Kortza, and today we're going to be going over the rest of the thread from an account known as Anti-Vivziepop. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, part 1 is in the description. So without further ado, let's get back into the chaos. So where we last left off, we just read off the part about addict. Time for some accusations of lesbophobia. Lesbophobia. Alright, I guess we're gonna go there. Let's just read it off. Quote, lesbophobia and a side of transphobia too. Well, Vaggie, her only lesbian character, is named after vagina. I could just stop here, but let's keep going. This is transphobic and fetishist. You're reducing a lesbian to liking vaginas. Your only lesbian character. She's also an aggressive lesbian stereotype. The few times Vaggie isn't angry or aggressive is when she's around Charlie. Now let's talk about Viv's canon sapphic couples and Hasbin Hotel. Okay. Never in my life have I ever wanted to slap somebody around my own age. Sorry to say that, but it is true. Firstly, Vaggie is short for Vagatha, not vagina. Even if it was vagina, I don't think Vivzie would be that immature to make that kind of a joke. Second, it's not transphobic because not only is Vaggie not transgender and not a negative stereotype of transgender people, but even if Vaggie was short for vagina, I don't think that a single trans person would give two shits about it. Also, there are worse lesbian stereotypes than angry. Trust me, there are a lot. That's why slurs exist. And finally, she isn't only angry around Charlie, or she only isn't angry around Charlie, I should say, because guess what? Charlie is her goddamn girlfriend. Also, Vaggie is supposed to be a representation of Vivzie as a person. Vivzie is of Salvadorian descent. Vivzie is also bisexual and has described herself as fiery. So guess what? Checkmate. Biphobia. Okay, but before I even read this, I just want to let you know that this is one of the stupidest arguments out of the entire thread. How in the hell can a bisexual be biphobic? That'd be like if I said that straight people can be heterophobic. You'll see what I mean. Quote, before anything, I am well aware Vivziepop is bisexual, and I do not mean to speak over bisexuals on this topic since I'm not one. Charlie in the pilot doesn't seem to care about Vaggie. She's fine when Angel mocks her to the point she threatens to kill him and doesn't listen to her. She acts like she doesn't care about her girlfriend. First, if Vivzie is bisexual, what is the point of making this argument? It is redundant to do so. And second, Charlie doesn't care about Vaggie? What the hell does this look like to you, my good lad? These are lies! Aerophobia. Trust me, you'll know why I call this aerophobia and not whatever it's called in this thread. Quote, aphobia. Alistair is canonically, or should I say canonically, a sex repulsed asexual character, and I, as an ace lesbian, feel deeply uncomfortable having an ace character slapping a lesbian's butt after pulling her away from her girlfriend. Aero and ace people are constantly represented as evil or heartless, and our dear ace rep is what? Exactly, the most feared demon in hell and a cannibal. Yeah, Vivzie, not a good thing to say when your fandom is shipping a lesbian with men and a gay man with women and sexualizing sex-repulsed gay men, and it shows a screenshot of Vivzie's tweet about ship bullying and has-been. Okay, I read that all in one breath, so sorry if I sound out of breath, so let's get into it. So, I'll admit that Alistair slapping Vaggie's butt was a bit weird, but here's the thing. Alistair was never confirmed to be sex repulsed. He was simply confirmed as aromantic, so that would mean the proper term is aerophobia, not aphobia or asophobia. And even then, this doesn't even fit the description of aerophobia. Like, seriously, the part where Alistair just slaps Vaggy's butt is meant as a gag, not as a way of Vivzie just being like, oh yeah, I friggin' hate aromantic people. And also, if you're uncomfortable with it, you can just not look at it. I mean, I guess, I don't know. I mean, I've talked about how flawed the argument is, but I feel like this is the only case where that could reasonably apply here. And finally, you can't really rag on Vivzie for trying to keep her rabbit-ass shippers happy. If you're upset about shipping a lesbian with a man, and shipping a gay man with a woman, and sexualization of an aromantic, you know what you can do? You can take your whining to those who are actually doing that, not the creator who is trying to prevent fucking World War III from happening on Tumblr and Twitter, because yes, that can happen with ship wars. So do not go after Vivzie for trying to keep the fandom calm. She is simply trying to make life easier for the rest of us.
And if I could cut in for a moment, asexual aromantic talking here. Despite me absolutely trashing this thread for 18 minutes straight in part 1 of this video, this point I actually agree on. Vivzie, even though you probably aren't watching, your asexual representation isn't very good. I love Alistair, don't get me wrong, but the way Vivzie is much less firm in his orientation isn't a very good look. I understand fans being upset that Alistair wouldn't be romantically or sexually interested in them, and how you want to keep those fans happy, but making his romantic orientation unconfirmed after it was previously confirmed to be aromantic and then saying his asexuality wouldn't be mentioned in the show doesn't really work. It comes off as her trying to have her cake and eat it too. Trying to keep the asexuals and aromantics happy while also keeping the horny fans happy. There comes a point when you need to recognize that you won't make all your fans happy. There's always going to be somebody disappointed. So please, do not tease us with the representation promise while also saying you'll be coy about it. It's not fair to the ace community. Vivzie, you're a BoJack Horseman fan like me. I'd ask you to take a look at Todd if you need inspiration. Todd took a journey of self-discovery, declared himself to be asexual, and was met with countless love and support. That's great representation, and something I'd love to see with Alistair since I'm attached to him as an asexual person. Now I'd like to direct my criticism back to Anti-Vivzie. This point was valid. I 100% agree with it. But the problem is that you sandwiched it in between a thread full of baseless claims that you couldn't substantiate. Let's say your thread blew up, and it got a lot of people angry with Vivziepop. What do you think people are going to be more angry about? The lie that Vivzie thinks pedophiles and rapists are glamorous, redeemable people? Or this ace rep isn't up to par? If I found out that a man had kicked a puppy, but I claimed that he murdered a child and kicked a puppy with no proof, what's going to be taken more seriously? This doesn't work because if Vivzie had made a response to you, she's going to tackle the more serious claims first because these claims could ruin her if they were widely believed. She'd be so focused on trying to defend herself against these lies that she wouldn't even be able to focus on the truth of her ability in representing asexual characters. This is a stupid game of 2 lies, 1 truth, or more accurately, 12 lies, 1 truth. You poisoned a perfectly good well with a barrel of fucking cyanide and effectively ruined this perfectly valid critique that needs to be talked about.
Trans misogyny. Okay, this is the end. But we still gotta go through hell. Quote, trans misogyny. Back to angel dust. No, Angel is not meant to be a trans woman. Okay, just stop it right there. I'm kidding, we still have more to go through. Quote, but he is the stereotypical GNC man in a dress who is a sexual harasser. That's exactly how trans women are portrayed in transphobic media. Now, despite not liking Vivziepop, I really hope the characters change. I really hope so. The show has a damn interesting plot. It could be so enjoyable if the characters weren't stereotypes. Anyways, I wish you all the best. You like the show or not. See ya. You gotta be fucking kidding me. This isn't fucking trans misogyny. You just said it yourself that Angel isn't a goddamn trans woman, and he isn't a sexual harasser either. When Alistair rejects his offer, Angel's chill with it. I mean, here, you can even look at the transcript for the episode for that very scene, up on the screen. And also, I really want to see evidence of trans women who are depicted like this in media, because I cannot think of any transgender person who is depicted that way. In fact, I have seen a trans woman depicted in a series like this before. You know what? This is what she looks like, and she isn't depicted like a sexual harasser, she's depicted like a redneck, which is the one thing I love. Because we all gotta show our love for redneck trans women out there, you know, trans redneck pride. But anyways, it isn't your damn decision on how the characters act. If you don't like how the characters act but like the concept, then here's what you can do. You can fuck off to another show that has just that. Don't be all triggered because a gay spider used an offensive insult towards a lesbian just because you want to act offended. But I want to know what you guys think. Do you agree with this thread or not? And no matter your answer, tell me why. And I'm sorry for getting angry in this video. I know I didn't get angry in part 1, but that's just how I am. And sorry for this video being a little short, but there wasn't much to do here, or much to talk about. And yeah, I don't really know what to talk about when it comes to these screenshots. I just go with whatever comes to my head. But yeah. If you for some reason like this video, you can go ahead, like, subscribe, and check out all my social medias in the description. You know, Twitter, Discord, Curious Cat. If you're really that chaotic and just want to ask me some questions, or you just want to vibe and hang out. Anyways, this has been Quartza, signing out, and take care of yourselves, lads. Have a good night.